And I'm just excited to be here. Again, this is my 20th year at the Naval Academy, and every bowl game is cherished by us because again, there's not too often you can get to bowl games. Last year was the first year didn't get a chance to go. So, anytime that we can come to a bowl game, we're very excited. We're very thankful. Again, it's a blessing for our program. And to be here with you guys, it's my first press conference before a bowl game. Normally, I'm usually in my room sleep right now. So, but I'm excited to be here. Again, just welcome, open any questions, and let's fire away.
I'll start.
All right.
What do you when you look at Kansas State?
Yes.
They like to possess the ball themselves, which means it's a good chance to be a limited possession
Right.
game. Do you take that into account when you do your own game planning?
Yes, we do. But again, it just goes back to how we have to play. We have to be very detailed in what we do and take advantage of all our possessions. For us, to me, this is like playing against Air Force and playing against Army. Where those games are, both teams are possession teams. You might get 10 possessions a game. So we understand that. But now it makes every possession important. Mistakes, you can't have them. So again, this is a very, very important game, very scary game for us because again, we can't make a mistake because if you do, you might not see the football. So get a taste of our own medicine, but again, we're ready for it. We've covered it. Our guys understand that, and they're ready to play.
What more can you say about Malcolm and just what he's been able to get you guys?
It's been a pleasure watching him play. Obviously, this is the senior year, and it goes by fast. I kind of made a comment to him yesterday. We had our last, padded practice. I said, "Man, this is your last one." He kind of paused and was like, "Wow, yeah, it is." He kind of got quiet a little bit. So, it's a kind of a sad deal for me, to see this been his last one. But at the same time, it's been really fun to watch him play, to watch him develop from the first year. Kind of moving around from A to quarterback. One of his first plays his first year came in the bowl game. Against La Tech, he came his very first play was I think a 50-yard touchdown on the quarterback boot. So we knew what we had. Just a matter of us getting it right and finally putting him where he belongs. And this year, obviously, we put him there. This is your team, your offense, and he's been nothing but spectacular for us. And again, it's been a real pleasure to watch him.
What are your thoughts on the K-State defensive line when watching?
Well, their entire defense. These guys are very, very tough, and they're very, very physical. I don't know Coach Kleiman at all personally, or Coach Hazelton, but I did meet Coach Matt Ince, that's at North Dakota State right now. Those guys are all the same. They all look the same. The kind of guy you want to go in a bar fight with, So we know what we're going up against. Very, very tough. They're very physical, very, very disciplined. So we understand what we're walking into. We're prepared, and we're a physical football team. We pride ourselves on being physical. Again, it's going to be a short game, like we said, but it's going to be a very, very physical game, very tough game. Our guys are up for it, and we're ready to play.
How many plays are in a triple option offense playbook?
Really, if things are going right, you probably run about 6 plays. If you're doing it right and you're pretty good up front, pretty good all around, about 6. But again, we have a lot of plays. By the same time, you have your base plays, which you always want to make sure that you can go to every single game and run those plays. So we have about 6 plays that are our base offense. That we would love to be able to go into every single game and be able to run. But at the same time, we have a pretty big playbook at the same time, but we want to be able to run our base plays, be effective at those, and then all the stuff that comes off of them, whether it's play action or a little, one call it a trick play, but a little detail play that we have that will add to something. But other than that, 6 plays, and again, this is my favorite saying from my favorite movies. Remember the Titans? It's like Novocaine, just give it time. It always works.
Now that said, this year you have been able to incorporate a few new answers to certain things that defenses have presented to you, and you only would be able to do that when you have a quarterback that
Right.
can handle these kinds of things.
Yes.
Opening up the playbook. Do you think that when you look at what Malcolm has been able to do as a runner, do you think that overshadows and maybe leaves a little underrated for how he is as an actual option quarterback?
I think it does. A lot of people just look at, when he makes his cuts, the crowd goes, ooh. But again, he's a really good football player. Obviously, he's a great runner. But as far as an option quarterback, he's gotten better as the year's gone on. Again, he has his little quirks about him. He's a very meticulous kid. He's very detailed. He's very hard on himself. I can remember one of the first things he said to me when he moved over, he said, "Coach, I just want I don't want to come over and I want to be good at quarterback. I want to be good at this. Don't bring me over here and I don't want to screw up. So I understood that about him, and it's my job to make sure that he is ready to play every single week. But again, a lot of people kind of overlook what he's done as an option quarterback, as far as outside of all of his runs. But he's operated our offense great. Hasn't turned the football over. He had a couple of interceptions, but as far as fumbling the football, he takes care of the football, makes great decisions in the passing game as well. If it's not there, he does what he does best. He pulls the ball down and run with it. So he's made, for us this year, our offense very, very solid. He's made us very, very scary offense if you want to look at it. I mean, I'm just being honest. When he drops back, what are you going to do on defense? Are you going to drop your guys? Are you going to spy him? So it kind of makes us hard to defend, which helps us in our overall scheme. It does. And again, the biggest thing for me was just to be there to help manage his emotions. It's like a relationship, being a husband and wife on the sideline. Sometimes he comes over, he's upset about something. It's my job to say, hey, calm down, we're fine. Let's move on. But just being there just to see his development as the years went on, from being, the very, very first game to where he is now, he's more vocal. He's taking control. He's talking to guys. He's more outgoing on the sideline. He gets fired up now. So, again, to see that progression and that maturity go from his first game to where he is now, it's been great to see. But, again, just for me, just being there to manage his emotions, be there for him, answer any questions, to draw stuff on the board for him, to show him. But, again, he's played really well. He's definitely taken that part of it. Me being there, took advantage of it. He'll talk to me about things. But other than that, he said, Coach, I'm good. And I'll leave him alone. I won't get in his ear. I'll walk away, let him sit there, think about the game. And he's responded very well for us.
How often do you end up audibilizing with these plays, and what advantage is it to look over to the sideline and get that last bit of information?
Well, we can do it both ways. The QB always has an option to, if he can get us in a better play, that's his job. And that's my job to coach him up and make sure every single game he knows the game plan, what are our best plays. But at the same time, we do have the ability to also look to the sideline, and we can see the best play, and we can give it to him too. So it works both ways, but at the same time, he always has the option to get us in a better play.
And watching tape of Scott at K-State, I was curious about your thoughts on number 56, Wyatt Hubert. He kind of blew up the season.
Yes. Well, again, they're all good football players, but for us, when we go back to what we do on offense and why we do what we do on offense, again, you're going to have teams that have great defensive ends, great linebackers, great nose guard, great guy in the secondary. But what we do on offense, it limits what they can do because, again, it's assignment football. So you might have that great defensive end who's a great pass rusher, but against us it's going to be, oh, man, I have to sit here and have to take the fullback, take the quarterback, and that. Again, to do that over and over again, sometimes guys get frustrated with doing that in the game. Then they decide to, I'm going to do my own thing, and when they do, there goes the fullback. So, again, we always go back to what we do on offense and how that helps us against those great players. So we try to limit those guys and what they can do, try to give them more to look at, far as their assignments. Because, again, we know that they're going to be taught certain things all week long in practice and told certain things. But we want to come into the game, see what they're doing. Then we will adjust and try to put those specific guys in binds. Hey, make them think more than just their one specific assignment. Make them think about, getting blocked from a guy on the outside. So it's always our mindset, to take those great players, make them one-dimensional, and that helps us overall.
Well, yeah, and that seems like K-State's linebackers might be in for a long day. Any thoughts on 25?
Again, very, very active, very, very physical. Again, we know we're going to do on offense. We think we have an idea what they're going to do on defense. The thing that we do know going to this game, there won't be any surprises. Their coaches have seen this offense, I think, over the years, maybe 10 times, a few times at North Dakota State when they played Georgia Southern, and a handful of times at Air Force when Coach Hazelton was at Wyoming. So there won't be any surprises. They know what they're doing. They'll have a package, what they're doing. And again, when your kids are very, very tough and physical against this kind of offense, that's what you want. Guys are not going to give up. Guys are going to keep fighting, keep scrapping, and take you on every single play. Because again, it's going to be a lot of one-on-one base blocking, a lot of physical two-on-one base blocking. So we're going to do what we do. At the same time, they're going to do what they do. We haven't seen much change in them. They have a philosophy in what they do. They're tough and they're physical. And they're going to bring it to the game and say, hey, line up, bring it. We're ready for it. So.
I'd like to ask you about your offensive line, if you don't mind. This is a very consistent program in a lot of levels in the last
Yes.
few years. With 3 seniors and 2 juniors, and this appears to be a
Yes.
Is this a typical offensive line that maybe, or is it maybe above what you
Well, I would say a little bit above, for the main fact that they've been our starting five the entire season. That very rarely happens. You'll lose guys, but some are banged up too, so they're very, very tough kids. But they're probably a notch above. Now, again, we talked about their legacy and what they want to leave as a program. Obviously, beating Army was something that they hadn't done, so that was definitely a notch for them. But again, offensively, we have a chance to hit some important numbers for this offense to be able to put themselves at the top of what we've done over the years. So, but again, a great group, great kids. They play hard. They're very, very tough. But again, they're a step above because of the fact that they've played all together all year long. And they've gotten better and better as the years gone on.
And with Jamel moving from JV to varsity, not knowing your program like others do, I'm curious, is that normal to have one or two guys do that a year, or is this pretty different to have?
Well, it's the first that this has happened where guys come on like he has. Again, we've had guys who, would play, on Fridays in our JV games, that will suit up on Saturday just in case we need them. But for a young man to go from playing on our JV team to come and do what Jamel has done is incredible. And again, Coach Nehemiah found him, I shouldn't say found him, but notice we use what we call a catapult system, which tracks our guys' speed during practice. I think he ran like a 21, was his top speed one day, and that was pretty fast. And we're like, wow. We haven't had a lot of guys do that. So we brought him over and put him in for a few plays, a few different schemes, but then got him in the game and said, hey, you know what, let's try him between the tackles, see if he'll run between the tackles, if he's not just a perimeter guy. And he definitely showed up for us. So, again, it's been a pleasure to watch him, perform this year. But also, I will say this, I want to say something for Nelson Smith, who, again, was a starter for us. Jamel comes out of nowhere and kind of takes over, but Nelson, he hasn't pouted. He's been right behind him. They sit together in meetings, at dinners. They're always talking on the sideline. He's always talking to those guys. So, again, that's something that we were missing. Something like that happens. Some guys didn't understand that, hey, that's your role. If you get beat out by a guy, hey, now you have to support that guy. And to see Nelson do that for him for the entire season, it's been a pleasure for me to see that.
Obviously, you don't have to utilize it a whole lot, but if you do need to go to the passing game, how do you feel about where your team's at on that?
I think we have a solid passing game. Again, it's a fine line, guys. When you go into a game and you're able to run the football, it's hard to pass the football. I mean, when you can win a game running the football, it's what you're going to do. It's what we're built on. But at the same time, we felt going into the season that we had to be better throwing the football. So we brought in Billy Ray Stubbs from Hawaii, help us in our passing game. So we have a pretty solid passing game. We can get in the gun and throw the football, and from under center as well. He's gotten so much better throwing the football this year. That was one of his, I wouldn't say a weakness for him, but something he just had to get more confidence in doing. He could always throw the football, just a matter of turning it loose. One of his first passes in his first start was against SMU 2 years ago, and he went to throw it and thought twice about it to try to pull back and slip out of his hand, and they intercepted it. And from that point on, he was gun shy for a long time. But this year, started in spring ball, just, hey, we're going to throw the football a lot more, get out of your hands, throw the ball, get rid of it, and just to get that confidence in throwing the football, and turning it loose, I should say. And so he's gotten better at that, So we having the bit to throw the football is great for us. We can do it. So on defense, what are you going to do? What are you going to prepare for? We can get in the gun and run our offense. We can run from the center too. So that helps us overall, because on defense, a lot you got to get prepared for when you play us. So hopefully that will help us on Tuesday.
How much do you think of it as a four-down game, and when do you know it's the indication you're going to get it to go on fourth down? Does he say on third down, hey, we're going to get 2 more downs, or how you guys think about that?
Yeah, sometimes it's been a surprise this year. We've gone forward in some pretty, and Coach I said, man, why did I do that? Why did I go for it? But normally when we get, maybe our 40-yard line, the most obvious, once we pass the 50-yard line, we're definitely for our territory. So, but normally, third down, second down, he always say, hey guys, 4-down territory, we're going for it. So, again, there's been some times where he questions his decision, but it's worked out for us. So, it's always good. But at the same time, he always gives an indicator of when we're going to go for it.